Support for City Series Baseball is provided by the Akron Public Schools Career Education Department at 330-761-3131 or apscareers.com.
Welcome to Firestone High School for Akron City Series boys baseball action. Here today coming to you along the first base line, Joe Pacansky, Dave Schick, Peter George bringing you the action today as the two perennial powerhouses in baseball in the City Series square off today. The home team on the scoreboard, the Firestone Falcons, in the green and black jerseys with the white bottoms, facing the Ellet Orangemen with the gray with orange and navy blue trim jerseys, away jerseys. And leading off the game is our first pitch, and it's over for strike one. Pitching today for the Falcons, Corbin White. Doing the catching, Cody Bonstein. And leading off for Ellet is center fielder Matt Cody. Takes the breaking ball for ball one.
His coach said probably the most control of his pitching staff. And they know, obviously, how big this is last year, losing both regular season games to Ellet. And really any year, these are the two top-tier teams in City Series baseball.
Cody fouls that one straight back for strike two. 1-2 on Cody. He's your leadoff hitter. Batting second for the Orangemen, shortstop Jacob Klein. Batting third will be the third baseman Andrew Nicely. 1-2 offering in the dirt, and it's foul tipped, as you could hear it, hopefully, through the screen there, as he just got a piece of that to stay alive. In the cleanup spot, the designated hitter, Steve Cody. Batting fifth, the pitcher, Joe Bezweatherick. Batting sixth, second baseman, Chris Garrow. Seventh, the left fielder, Thomas Baker. That one is lined up the middle, and the Orangemen start the hit parade here early with a leadoff single by Matt Cody. Rounding out the order for the Orangemen, in the 8th spot, first baseman Joe Williams, and batting ninth is the right fielder Cameron Brake. So Matt Cody aboard, and we saw him in our very first telecast. He is a burner. Look for him to maybe go steal a base here early in the count.
Your vertical stat sheet is hard to write.
No, we can trade.
It's hard to write. I mean, it's just hard left-handed to write. And you being left-handed, I'm confused why you
I went vertical,
with it.
but I don't know. Free?
Well, the other one was, I mean, there's no room in the schedule to pay for anything.
As soon as you get it written, I'll trade you, because I don't want you to be uncomfortable here.
Yeah.
On by far, thus far, the warmest day we've had. Step off and throw over to first.
I still brought 3 jackets. I'm not sure why. Because I just didn't believe it. Like, as if I were to get here and it would be colder here than at my house.
We came out in Under Armour, because that's good in all weather. Nubber to third. No play at second. Going to go the long way with a big stretch at first base. Retiring Jacob Klein out 5-3 for the first out. Cody advances to second. We've had both of these teams in coverage, so somewhat familiar with them, although it's really early in the season. And I hate to call this a de facto possible regular season championship week matchup in week 2 of league play, but with these two teams, it's going to take a hot pitcher to knock them off because they are just so much deeper than all the other teams in City Series play. Off-speed offering down at the knees for strike one on the third baseman, Andrew Nicely. Curveball, that one stayed upstairs. One and one on Nicely. He chops that one in front of the plate, kind of into no man's land, and it goes foul. 1-2 on Nicely. He looked like he pulled off of that one a little bit. What did you do?
I forgot Nicely.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to copy it over. Just draw an arrow. Hey.
Interning, demise, 101.
Curveball, he stayed back on that really nice, and a diving play is not going to make a play, but it's going to save the run. A great play by the shortstop.
Maybe I should leave him there. Good hit.
Dustin James, full out extension, knocked it down, and that saved a run. But Nicely continues his hot start here early in the season. He lines that in the hole for the second hit of the inning for the Orangemen. Nicely doesn't go anywhere on that one.
Can't believe I forgot him.
Just drawing the arrow?
No, I have to rewrite it.
Such a perfectionist. Cody pulls off of that one, slings through it.
I don't want to come back and haunt me. Remember when Dave gave me this? See how they're missing this person in the lineup?
Corbin White needs a double play ball or a strikeout here. And the 0-2 pitch, he gets the strikeout. Cody can't lay off the breaking ball in the dirt. Big strikeout for the second out of the inning. That will bring the pitcher, Joe Bezweatherick, our player of the game. Was he our player of the game?
Yeah.
The first game, he sure was. He dealt a complete game. Had 10 Ks, I believe. He swings it from the left side. Takes the curveball down, but at the knees for strike one.
A little more animated in our umpires today
we can hear
compared
them
to
good, too.
what we've had in the past. Maybe it's just the warm weather. They got some energy to it.
Boy, a steady diet of breaking pitches by White, and he's one pitch away from getting out of this. Maybe look to send Nicely here with 2 strikes. He does go. And that one lined in the gap, but ran down in center field by DeMonte Swain as he covered the ground. That looked like it had a chance to be in the gap, but a great jump by Swain. And after 1/2 inning of play, Ellet threatens but does not score. Firestone up to bat. Back to action here in the bottom of the first inning.
Hey!
Joe Bezweatherick takes the hill. He drops over a first pitch breaking ball for strike one. Bezweatherick, we saw him in our first outing, opening day telecast, and he threw a complete game 5 inning dominating performance against Kenmore.
Yeah, both of these teams, strong pitching outings in the previous time. One extra game for Firestone. They were able to squeeze one in with Norton later in the week.
Another big deuce for strike 2. 1-2 on the DH leadoff hitter, Owen Grant. Set the rest of the Firestone lineup here after Grant's AB. That one in the dirt. He laid off. 2-2 now on the DH. Again on the hill, Joe Bezweatherick, and doing the catching today. I don't know because my partner didn't write down the positions, but he stole mine that did have the positions.
Matt Edwards.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Sorry.
I like a challenge. Runs the
Center
count
fielder
full
up.
now. I don't know. Let's call him.
There you go. Jeez.
I'd rather just complain. I'm so
Yeah.
good at that.
Why get here early and write a whole sheet up for your partner and do interviews?
Who's that? Chopper to short.
Oh, this is kind of a nice vantage point.
Yeah, you get we're
like, see
going to
it
be
come in the
all over the
glove.
plays at first if they're not. That one was easy to call, though.
Yeah.
As
Way to go, Dave. Call that in the bottom of the inning because the first part of the inning you were copying stuff
Deese
down.
is retired 6-3 for the second out after I'm behind after Grant went down via the strikeout. That will bring the 3-hole hitter Alex Cole to the plate. They snuck in that first strikeout against us. As I was trying to figure out uniform numbers and what have
Positions.
you. Cole checks his swing in time. Ball 1. That one a little bit off the end of the bat to short. Fielded nicely and thrown out. 1-2-3 top of the first inning. And after one inning of play, we're scoreless. Ellet back up when we return. Top of the second, and Chris Aguero, the second baseman, the batter. Thomas Baker and on deck, and Joe Williams in the hole for the Orangemen. 2 hits in the first inning, couldn't get a run in.
Sellout crowd here.
Popped up in our
Joe.
area.
Oh, look at that.
Squeezed by the first baseman.
This is a baseball household. Pacansky. Zach gets up to catch the fly ball. I'm up.
Fly balls are okay. Line drives, no. Especially at a game, like get that souvenir, that's a $5 baseball. I don't care who hit it.
Yeah.
I'm like, go ahead, man.
I'll get it on the bounce.
It,
That's my key.
Yeah, you may get on a Sports Center, but there's a lot of other reasons you would get on that would happen with that ball not catching it.
There's a lot of good reasons to end up going to the hospital afterward.
Baker chases a pitch low and in the dirt for strike 1.
Did you see that one they had on Sports Center where the girl took the hockey puck, or the glass? They hit the glass and it fell on her head?
No.
Yeah, so they had a fight. They pushed up against the glass and the glass piece fell off and like nailed her right on the head. She had like 6 stitches. Her first hockey game ever.
Wow.
See, Peter, aren't you glad that didn't happen to Mom when you guys went to the Blue Jackets game? That's the way to get on Sports Center.
That's funny.
In a bad way.
My first hockey game, I was at Ohio State, and they were playing, I think, Miami, Miami was really good in hockey then, but I was, of course, turned around talking to people, and I caught a puck right in the leg, and a girl I was talking to took the puck. She's like, oh, I love hockey. And she took the puck. I had a bruise on my knee and didn't get the puck.
And then she became Mrs. Joe Pacansky.
No.
I thought that's where we were going with this,
No.
Joe.
And that's why I don't like hockey. How's that? Is that better? No, I like hockey in person. On TV, I think it's kind of dismal, but some say the same about baseball, but not here, folks. Corbin White looks like he's found the groove here. Already 2 outs via pop-ups, and he's got 2 strikes on Joe Williams. Curveball left up a little bit, ground to third, fielded and thrown across high and off the wall.
Oh,
Well, he let that one go and not even close, and Corbin did his job. But the throw flies away, and we've had some rain here. The grass not soaking wet, but it is a little bit wet, so you might be throwing a little bit of a wet ball there.
I think it was hard too, because it rolled to him. It rolled a lot slower than I think he expected
I
with
think
that
he rushed
wetness.
his throw, yeah.
What's the verdict?
E5.
E5?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was going.
Even with the average throw, he's out by. He didn't have to rush it.
Well,
I think he thought he did because of how hard it was hit, but it is a slow track here.
A little bit in between innings, having that hardness, having difficulty getting it to the first baseman, as Peter saw the flash of his life go by, with the ball going by the camera.
Foul ball here to the right side. 1-1 on Cameron Brake, who is the 3rd left-handed hitter in this Ellet lineup.
Ryan, our executive producer, probably also saw his life go in front of his eyes if the camera went down. Oh no!
Yeah,
We're going to shorten this year's baseball season because the camera went down. R.I.P.
Good location on that
81-75.
fastball. Phew.
It's been a good life. Done many things for the district.
That's why we're in front of it. We're like the Secret Service agents for that.
Yeah, but in front of it, but lower, so I can't get hit.
Yeah, I definitely can't jump up. Even if I jumped up, it would.
Definitely not a good story to say. How'd you get that bruise? Well,
that's kind of a funny story.
I wasn't playing the game. I was calling it.
Pop up the third, and the third baseman makes up for the miscue. Alex Cole, he squeezes it for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hit. An error and 1 left on after 1.5 innings. We're still scoreless here from Firestone. Back to action here in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, and a quick pace so far, as we talked a little bit in between. Both these teams and pitchers getting ground balls, fly balls. And they're making plays on it, that's for sure.
Due up here for Firestone.
No hits for Firestone
Not yet, yeah. Andrew Seymour at the plate. And he'll be followed by Warth Wahid and Cody Von Stein. Curveball swung through. You got much sound today, partner?
I do. Pitchers info and how their last game went, which for Ellet was games that we broadcast.
Ball's driven in the gap, full extension dive off the glove, and that's going to go as a long single because of a great backup by the center fielder. Right fielder Cameron Brake had a beat on it, laid out, just went off the tip of his glove, but Matt Cody was right there to hold Seymour to a single. That'll bring Wahid up. He did offer.
You want a soundbite?
Yeah, let's get a soundbite. All right.
Coach, could you tell me a little bit about your starting pitcher and what he brings to the mound today? Well, ironically, it's the same guy that threw last week. Then you asked me this. Joel Bezweatherick, because I had his brother Ben. Joel is a left-handed pitcher with pretty good stuff. He's got a nice fastball that moves pretty well. He spots the ball pretty well. Got a nice breaking ball, changes up. He'll battle him. He's a tough kid.
Way to play the soundbite during an exciting play right in front of us. Here we go, Dave.
As right in front of our screen, we saw Andrew Seymour picked off a first base. Good move by Bezweatherick. That'll go as a 3-1 caught stealing. And then a nasty hook on the other end. And Wahid's down in the count. So there goes momentum after getting that leadoff single. 2 strikes on Wahid. Bezweatherick powered up there, tried to get him to chase. Still way ahead in the count. That's the classic 0-2 pitch where you go up high to change the eye level. Ground ball to third, fielded and gunned over to first. You can tell the weather change. These guys are throwing the ball around much harder today. Got a much better feel for it. Wahid retired 5-3 for the second out of the inning. That will bring Cody Von Stein to the plate. And Dave, I'd have definitely hit some home runs in this park. Short porch for lefties. Oh my goodness. High wall, who cares? Dip and rip. No, I'll tell you what happened. I lined a ball off the wall, and just because you hit a ball off the wall, you think you should get to second, no matter what, and probably got thrown out by about 30 feet.
Depends on where you hit it on that wall. You hit the chain link, it's in a drop. If you hit one of the posts, it could go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Von Stein was full, but he did lay off that 1-1 to count on Cody. That one jammed and harmlessly in the glove of the second baseman, Chris Garrow. And Firestone gets a leadoff hit, but still, Bezweatherick has faced the minimum through 2 innings. We're still scoreless. Back to action here in the top of the third inning. In the top of the order, Cody Klein and Nicely due up.
Coach, can you tell us a little bit about your starting pitcher and the strengths that he brings to the mound today?
Corbin, probably our best pitcher as far as control. Always around the strike zone, senior, so the moment's not too big for him. Pitched a great game already once this year against Garfield, so looking forward to seeing what he's got today.
Short and sweet. Thanks, Coach.
And perfect timing because Cody goes first pitch hacking, hits it up the middle as he did the first time, but it didn't find its way through. It found its way into Dustin James' glove. He makes the put out 6-3 for the first out of the inning. And here's a classic example of how you don't have to strike a bunch of guys out on both sides. You keep your defense involved. You keep the ball in play. Great pace to this game right now because of it. That'll bring Jacob Klein. He grounded to third in his first at bat.
Bring the left fielder in a little bit.
Yeah, they're pretty shallow. They're really shallow, actually. High fastball. Couldn't quite get on top of it. Fouls it back. Tribe opens up tonight.
In Houston.
Doesn't feel like opening day because they're away, some say.
Can't.
Hey, when Corey Kluber gets on the mound, I'll be watching. Hopefully we'll be home by then.
Who you got in the championship game for basketball? Wisconsin or Duke?
Wisconsin has played, well, Duke really played good in the semifinals. Yeah. Wisconsin seemingly is the better team, but they've had a harder road, I think, to get there. So I think this could be their bad game. That one goes through. The 5-hole, if we're going back to a hockey reference, might have caught some mud, but that will go as an E5, and Jacob Klein aboard.
He's had a tough go-around so far. 2 out of 3 innings, he's given up an error.
That might have caught the lip of where I would say dirt, but it's a little more mud and grass meet.
Let's go, Andrew.
Corbin guns that thing at first. Andrew Nicely, the third baseman. He gets into one, and that might go to the base of the wall. And this, as you said, how shallow, that's going to score 1 run. Nicely puts the brakes on, and he could have kept on going. That's a double for Andrew Nicely, his second hit of the ball game, and it's going to bring the first run in. So the error proves costly in a matter of seconds, as Klein comes all the way around from first base to score the first run of the ball game. So Andrew Nicely seeing the ball well today. He's 2 for 2. Who do you like in the championship game tonight?
Wisconsin's playing really well team basketball. They don't foul a lot. I like the rebounding they had, certainly against Kentucky.
I'm not a Kentucky fan. I don't know why. I think they get all the good players. I don't know if I'm jealous or mad or
probably both.
Boy, Cody just missed that one. He pops it up, and center fielder Swain runs under it for the second out of the inning. That will bring Bezwetherick to the plate. He flew out to center. Hit a shot in the gap, a line drive that Swain ran down to end the first inning and kept 1, maybe 2 runs from scoring then. Wisconsin, really, I heard people talking like, oh, they got out-coached. There was a point in the second half, I think there was 14 minutes left in the second half, and Kentucky turned the ball over for the first time the entire game.
Yeah.
They played well.
Yeah.
They had some defensive miscues. But I think that was a lot of it was just the execution of Wisconsin. They just executed so well.
They didn't take bad shots.
No.
They didn't take rush shots. They would really nice catch there.
Yeah, running kind of in no man's land in left field, and the left fielder Derek Deese comes in and squeezes it for the third out of the inning. But Ellet does get the first run of the ball game as the error comes around to score. As they score 1 run on a hit, 1 error, and 1 left on. After 2.5, it's the Orangemen 1 and the Falcons 0. Back to action here in the bottom of the third. First pitch swinging is 7-0 hitter Dustin James. He fouls it off. Look at you, Malta. How many media devices do you have in your lap?
Well,
We need a behind-the-scenes special to show just all the things that we multitask.
Yeah, and then after that 5-minute special.
Well,
that wrapped it up.
What I meant was not an infomercial, more or less like a
behind the
commercial.
scenes. Yeah. More like a briefing.
And I'm not saying we need to be on during a Super Bowl.
Not in depth.
Chopper to third. That's going to be a tough play for Bezweather. He turns and fires out by a step.
Wow, I'm not sure about that.
Yes, he was on.
No.
Yes,
Agree to disagree.
Go ahead and rewind it at home, and then you'll know that the umpire.
Go ahead and rewind it.
If the umpire was not right, I would get on him.
I don't know.
So James is retired, 1-3. Nice job by Bezweatherick fielding his position. That will bring up Alex Aracey, first baseman. Takes that one inside.
Just looking through my text because I'm pretty sure I just invited myself over to someone's house to watch the game tonight. We'll let that ride.
Big screen, high def, got to do it. I like to sometimes watch things by myself. Now, if Ohio State was playing, I'd be watching it by myself. I don't like to be bothered.
I don't like doing that. I always like someone to chat with. But here's the thing. I don't like people that haven't invested some time into knowing what they're talking about. AKA my mom, my wife. Why?
Right.
Why are they doing that, dear? There's a whole. I got 2 paragraphs to tell you to get up to speed on what's going on with this game right now. But if you
Since
watch,
she comes out, why are they playing the pack line defense tonight? What?
Yeah, right.
You don't want to know more than you either.
No.
That wouldn't cut it.
I don't mind that.
Ball over for strike 1. I can argue with anybody about it. No, I don't argue. It's just with you.
And that's why we're not watching.
I'm rooting for Wisconsin, though.
Yeah.
Fly ball up high, and it's going to be camped under and squeezed by Chris Garrow, the second baseman, for the second out of the inning.
I would say, though, that the 2 teams that play the best as a team are in it. I don't think Wisconsin has the best talent 1 through 7, but they play the best as a team. And I think Duke has very good talent, but still plays very well as a team.
They do. Not your typical Duke team. Younger, maybe more athletic. And I'll tell you what, Bezweather, he's bringing it tonight at fastball.
I think he wants to get home to watch the game in time, get a good shower in.
In Firestone, putting the ball in play, they've only had 1 strikeout so far.
Maybe a hot dog from the stands.
Not hitting it very hard. The comebacker to the mound, and Swain is retired 1-3. And after 3 innings, Bezweather and Ellet in control right now, up 1-0.
Love it.
Back to action. Thanks for that. I'm starving now. Back to action here in the top of the 4th inning. 6, 7, and 8 in the Ellet order. Chris Garrow, Thomas Baker, and Joe Williams. Yeah, Chick-fil-A's. You know when we always want it? Sunday when they're closed. Oh, when it could go for some
I was sitting there.
Chick-fil-A today.
I thought the playground area would be jam-packed. Spring break for all the school districts around where we live. Not that bad. The drive-through all the way around the building.
Why is that?
Insane. Anyway, City Series Baseball right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools, offering open enrollment, which allows Akron students to transfer to other Akron schools for specialized studies. Akron Public Schools at akronschools.com. Also, City Series Baseball right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools Career Education, where over 95% of students have passed the Ohio Proficiency Test or the Ohio Graduation Test and earned a high school diploma. For more information, visit apscareers.com.
1-1 the count on Garrow. Swings through that one for strike 2.
See, wouldn't it be nice if we could say, and brought to you by your local Chick-fil-A?
Oh, sponsor us, please.
We'd probably miss the first inning eating our free sandwiches, though.
Our intern here, he has a classmate whose grandfather is the mayor of where we live. And I told him one day, I'm like, hey, go tell Carson, tell his grandpa, what's up with us getting a Chick-fil-A? He did it.
Hey.
I said, what else you want? We want a Five Guys, we want Penn Station. Let's get on it, man. We need some more quick options. Oh, Ephus, did you see that one?
Yeah.
Slow curveball and just missed.
I think I stopped at Quiznos. There's not many Quiznos. You have one right there in the corner.
Yeah.
241.
There's never more than one person in there either.
No. It's kind of like a forgotten sandwich place. Like it was only in the mall forever. And then Subway realized, hey, we could go in the mall.
Is it okay? And then you gotta have your preference. Is it as good as Subway? Well, but it's more expensive. Is it? But it's not as good as like Penn Station, which you like better. It just doesn't have a fit. It doesn't has an identity problem, doesn't it?
Before Penn Station was around, it was like a meteor Subway. But then Subway went to their $5 footlongs. Yeah, there's still no fries, which is a tragedy.
Full count on Garrow here. Good at bat, and he loses them for ball 4. The leadoff batter is on.
Akron Beacon Journal here.
Yeah.
I mean, after we were here, obviously.
If he would have got here last week, we'd still been in the top of the first at this point. Thomas Baker here. We'll see if this is a bunting situation with leadoff batter on in the 4th inning.
There's no game clock. We can just run this out.
Baker swings through it.
He's not looking like he's going to lay down the bunt.
He's looking like he was trying to shoot that through the right side.
They've had a little more success getting players on base with the lead so far, obviously. 1-0.
Baker leaves that one upstairs. 1-1. I don't know.
I don't know where you're trying to go with that.
Curveball drops over for strike 2. How do I know that's a curveball? Because I've had to watch that much baseball. He steps off the mound. You cannot fake a throw to first unless you step off the mound. Any other base you can fake and not throw, but first you have to throw it unless you step off. That one swung away. He's going to be out at first because the base was occupied. But on the wild pitch, Garrow gets to second base. Baker retired via the strikeout. That'll bring Joe Williams to the plate. Looking to add on to that 1-0 lead.
Got on last time with an error. May hit it back to third base. Get double luck.
Double down.
Go, Joe.
2 errors so far on the Falcons. The one in the 3rd inning, the one that hurt. That one ripped down the line, and it stays fair. We'll see if Williams challenges and goes to second. He will.
He was going the whole way. Coach told him to go on the turn. Don't even stop. He said, hurry up.
I like the aggressive base running. And the Orangemen get their second double of the game and go up here 2-0. And that leadoff walk, as it does so often, comes around to score. But that was a you know, it wasn't a gimme 4-pitch walk. Garrow fouls off a couple of tough pitches and draws that walk. Ellet looking to add on. First pitch ripping.
The bat's open.
That's going to be tough to score him from there because he's playing shallow, and it was drilled. Brake jumped on that first pitch. Back-to-back hits now for the Orangemen. They have 4 overall. They have 5 hits already. That's going to bring top of the order Matt Cody. He's 1 for 2. He singled to lead off the game. Brake, who runs pretty decent. We'll see if he's going to be off and running in the 1st and 3rd situation. We'll see how the Falcons defense it. They're not going to have to because that ball squirts through the legs of the catcher. Break to second on the wild pitch, and Ellet here with a chance to give themselves and their ace pitcher some breathing room. A Matt Cody base hit would certainly do that here in the top of the fourth.
Oh, been low and low.
And at this point, partner, 2-0, you got to wonder, are they going to stay there and pitch around them? I would not give Cody something great to hit here. You got Jacob Klein on deck, and that way you could sit your infield back a little bit and try to turn two. The infield, as is in right now. They go off speed, and he does the job as Cody chases that one. And with the drawn in infield, a big second out. And that'll be up to Jacob Klein. So bringing the infield there works perfectly for Firestone. Now they can sit back with 2 outs. Again, White 1 pitch away from getting out of trouble with only 1 run here this inning. Klein 0 for 2. He's grounded to third and reached on an error. So he went to third base twice. He takes strike 1 on the corner. Misses down low with that offering. Count runs to even. On the Ellet shortstop. He's already had a busy day defensively.
Ball on that one, 2-1.
Key point in the ball game for both teams. 2-0, 4-0 makes a big deal when you got your ace on the mound. Well, he takes a step back, but makes a nice adjustment, comes in to get it, to squeeze it for the third out. Klein out, F9.
I was just going to say, it didn't seem like he was as ready as I was expecting to be out there in the outfield. Just kind of, you're just weight on one leg, but ready when that ball came off the bat to go get it.
The Orangemen add 1 more run on 2 more hits. It's now, after 3.5 innings, the Ellet Orangemen 2 and Firestone 0. Back to action here in the bottom of the fourth, and the top of the order for the Falcons. Grant, Deese, and Cole due up.
City Series Baseball right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools with student opportunities in visual arts, including drawing, painting, ceramics, sculpture, photography, and computer design. Akron Public Schools at akronschools.com. Also, as I was talking with the Firestone Falcon players, akronschools.com is going to have highlights of these videos as well as the entire video on our YouTube channel.
Very nice.
Not now, but soon. About 2 weeks behind when this is actually taped. Which I probably just made Peter jump. He's like, 2 weeks?
You're a fountain of information.
They're asking, Peter. They want to see your good work.
I know.
Strike.
Good curveball by Bezweatherick. 1-2 the count on Grant. Fouled back into the construction area here at Firestone High School.
I haven't seen it since they.
I was going to say, it's
had
been
the
a
ball
while
up.
since we've been here because we didn't come for basketball this year.
It's a big building.
It is.
Now that's a completely new high school. It doesn't attach to the old high school, right? What's your information on that?
My information is cloudy on that. I'm going to need to see it. I'm visual. Swung through.
Wasn't really looking for visuals.
Well,
More like what you've read. I'll look it up.
I'm not much of a reader. Strike out, and Bezweatherick here he's faced the minimum so far. He did give up 1 hit, but then he picked the guy off promptly.
Dealing it out.
At first, yeah, he saw you coming, and he's like, I want to be player of the game again. I don't
He
care
was
what you say.
If he was the dealer at the casino, he'd walk right out. He ain't helping you with anything. Oh, 21 again.
Well, I love if you're Firestone right now, you need to call time, tie your shoe. You need to break up his rhythm because he's just getting it and going, and he's throwing the ball pretty much where he wants to. That one in the hole going to be a tough play all the way across, and down is Derek Deese for the second out of the inning. Jacob Klein with a nice play and arm to throw him out. A lot of weakly hit ground balls so far for the Falcons. Is that a Tecate?
I don't know what it is.
Alex Cole, the batter. He had a big game in our last telecast.
I think the motorcycle sounds maybe throwing him off a little bit.
You think?
No, he hasn't.
He has thrown a couple of balls today, not many. Oh, heads up. You're all right.
Yeah, because I'm behind this fence.
There's a couple dugouts I've had to sit in like that one where it's open there. Whew. Danger zone. Curveball just misses outside.
Bless you, Joe.
I tried.
Just remind Peter to clean that headphone set before next.
I got it out of there. Nasty curve, man. He's got a great curveball working today.
Still.
2-2 count on Cole. Bezweather shakes off about 3 times. And he comes back to the fastball. Frozen pizza there for Alex Cole. He strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Bezweather. And he stays solid through 4 innings here. Pitching the shutout. It's Ellet still 2, Firestone 0. Back to action here in the top of the 5th inning. 3, 4, 5. Nicely, Cody and Bezweatherick due up for the Orangemen.
Was that a yes to the sound? I'm so
Yeah,
oh,
yes. I was
wasn't
waiting.
Sure. All right. Here we talk with Ellet coach.
Tell me a little bit about your last game and some of the strengths that, some of the things you guys did well and how that can translate to today's game. Yeah, it's basically been almost a week. We played last Monday and Tuesday, and here we are a week later. But the good thing is I think we have a young team, and we needed as many games as possible, and we didn't quite get the games that we had at the end of the weekend because of the rain, but I think they're pretty experienced in what they do, and so I think they're pretty calm and cool. I think they'll give us a good effort today. Played well, but Firestone always does too. They're always a good opponent.
And through the sound by Andrew Nicely continues his hot hand as he stays back on that off-speed pitch and drives it one hop off the wall for his second double and 3rd hit of the ball game. He's making a push too, my man.
Yeah, that's career education player of the game right there. Two doubles so far, and
that ball ripped, and really nothing you can do. Double play ball just absolutely drilled by Cody. He lines out, and with the secondary lead, Nicely just too far off, could not get back. So a little bit of good fortune there for Firestone. That ball goes down the line. It's a run for sure. As is, 2 outs and the base is cleared, and that'll bring Bezweatherick to the plate. I mean, really nothing you could do there. Even you're taught as a runner to not retreat but freeze on the line drive, and it was hit so hard
And right to him.
There was nothing he could really do.
He's had 2 errors in the game so far. That one made up for it a little bit.
Nice play,
right
yeah.
to him and looked right to go to second to get the second out.
And that's good talk by his infielders, communicating with him. Off-speed pitch over. Corbin White has not been as solid as Bezweatherick, but he's done a nice job mixing his pitches. He's pitched around a couple of errors. He's really done a good job and made the pitches when he has had to. That one flown harmlessly to center, and it settles in Swain's mitt. So what could have been trouble goes as a quick 1-2-3 inning, and Firestone coming back up to bat here, still trailing by 2. Hey, we're back to action here.
No one cares, Joe.
Bottom of 5. You got some sound for us? First, let me tell you, Seymour, Waheed, and Von Stein, 4, 5, 6, due up for Firestone as they try to get on the board here.
You got to get my soundbite in before he retires 3 batters.
There.
Can you tell me a little bit about the last game you guys had and some strengths and some positives that came out of it?
Last game we had was against Norton, at Norton. Some of the things that came out of it that were good was we got down early and battled back, showed some intestinal fortitude there. Pitched relatively well, just didn't make the plays behind the pitcher to get us out of some big innings. So looking forward to see if we fix those things during the week of practice.
Da-da-da.
Well said.
Like Mr. Soundbite over here. The nice thing is I've already interviewed these coaches twice already in the season, so I think their answers are getting a little better, bringing their A game. APS 15's here.
The off-speed continues, and he's just done such a great job of mixing his pitches, has Joel Bezweatherick. Pulls the string there on Seymour. 2-2 count now. Seymour, the lone reason that Bezweatherick does not have a perfect game going. Swings through strike 3, and catcher can't find it. It's going to be a close play at first. Oh, it's bang, bang, and he beats it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Do you think he was safe?
Oh, yeah.
So he reaches on the wild pitch. He gets the strikeout. That goes as a strikeout. But on the drop, third strike. And what happened was the catcher couldn't find it right away. And we'll see if the strikeout actually gives them some momentum here. Which sounds weird, but any way you can get base runners.
Yeah.
When a guy's virtually throwing.
Seymour, though, already thrown out once on base running, so he's a little closer this time.
Closer, yeah. Gets back easily.
They know they're coming for him.
Well, he now ahead in the count. That one off the fist. Potential 2-ball.
Nice job running.
Great job.
Tried to delay him a little bit by getting in his eyesight.
Yeah, Jacob Klein, though, hung in there well. The 6-3 double play erases the threat, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered and what Bezweatherick needed in that situation.
Seymour kind of didn't get out of his running lane, but kind of tried to get in the eyesight to help his team out.
Another nice job getting that fastball in on the hands, not giving these Falcon hitters much swinging room. Not getting their barrel to many balls today at all. And part of the reason is Bezweatherick's been able to spot 2 pitches pretty much at will. And he's had a really good breaking ball. And mix an above average fastball to go with it. When you're spotting that breaking ball pretty much wherever you want, it gives you about 4 or 5 miles an hour on that fastball. Strikeout looking. Fastball right at the knees. 2 more strikeouts for Bezweatherick. He has 5, and after 5, it remains the Ellet Orangemen 2 and Firestone Falcons 0. Top of the 6th, Garrow, Baker, and Williams go.
See, Joe, I know that you were trying to get, you were looking up because you want to get back to the game, so my story had to be cut short. City Series Baseball right here on APS 15. I'm going to finish.
Oh, go ahead.
Every time I read a spot, something great happens.
Fly ball, out.
Yeah. City Series Baseball right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools Career Education Department, where Akron students have access to over 1,000 different apprenticeships and can earn national credentials in career education programs before they graduate from high school. For more information, visit apscareers.com.
And while Dave was reading,
While I had to read, I missed some great baseball.
DeMonte Swain with a great diving catch in center field. And another pitch. And this is one of those games where Corbin White is pitching well enough to win 95% of his days. That's why records with pitching, ERA can be a little deceiving, not usually, but record can sometimes. I remember Nolan Ryan, one of the best pitchers of all times. He had several years where he was like 12 and 10, but because he is run support, you didn't get that run support, and Corbin hasn't gotten anything run support wise, but he's been pretty effective thus far. Scattering 6 hits. The one guy he just has not been able to solve is Andrew Nicely. 2-0 no. Now on Joe Williams, who doubled an RBI in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2 on the day. And he gets into that one.
That's the sound of spring.
Yep.
Fortunately, it's an out.
On a warmer day and maybe a little bit off the end of the bat, and that probably goes.
1, 2, 3 for the Falcons, just what they wanted.
Another quick inning, and they got a chance. They got 6 outs left to go. Middle of the 5th. Ellet 2, Firestone 0. Bottom of the 6th and the bottom of the order, James, and Swain due up for the Falcons. Go.
City Series Baseball right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools, offering a free lunch for every elementary student and a free breakfast for every student. Akron Public Schools at akronschools.com. See, look at that. He didn't even get a pitch off before pitch off before I'm back at it.
Right back.
Wait, who's batting? Wait, what? Oh. Oh,
that one
good
is
hit.
driven.
Right to him, though.
But a good jump there by the left fielder, Thomas Baker, and he squeezes it for the first out of the inning.
And I've noticed, too, the last 2 innings, we've got more pop-ups, but a little more power out of the bat. Obviously, it helps seeing the pitcher. Seeing the pitcher a second time.
His pitch count is extremely low. This is a game he should definitely be able to finish. Alex Aracey, who popped up to second in his first at bat. Well, the pressure's off. He gave up the hit in the second inning, but he has faced the minimum so far.
Still got the shutout pressure.
Yeah, if you say so. Well, see, the thing when it's 2-0, too, you're 1 pitch away from that tying run getting to the plate. It did in the last inning. But when you got that bender working like he's had it today, and he's actually frozen guys to the point where they're looking for that bender, and he'll zip the fastball by him. We've seen that a lot more in the last couple of innings.
Quick decision here.
That one he goes with a little harder, a little bit more of a slider look to that one. And it's swung through for the second out. I'd like to see him maybe somebody show bunt here. Try to break things up.
What forecasting?
He's got to know the game, man. You got to. I mean, you got to do something. Take a pitch, take a strike, get on base. And it's not an easy task when a guy's dealing like he is today. Good hack there by Swain. He swings through it. Swain tapped to the pitcher in his first AB. Curveball swung on and tapped foul. And this is why this is a performance reminiscent of a lot I saw last year with the Indians and Corey Kluber, a guy that had the high strikeout numbers, but was just also such a strike thrower that.
What do you think
He's
of
come at you.
The deal? Keep him around?
Great deal for both sides. It was gave him a substantial raise. They didn't go the cheap route, but it's still, for what they're getting, it's always a chance with a pitcher because of health. But to lock him up and then to come right back and lock up your number 2 guy in Carrasco for 4 years, you already have Gomes, Kipnis, and Santana. You got those guys under control. You got your core locked up. Brantley, they locked him up. They're really a team. While they're not
filled this count up.
Yeah, if he can get on base, he can go too to get to that top of the order. But when you lock up core players and identifiable players, not superstars, but good players, because remember they're going to have Swisher and Bourne's contracts coming off the books here in a year or so, and those are not great contracts that really haven't panned out, mainly because of injury. But you're going to have options either to keep those guys at a much more reduced rate, or to find somebody else in your system that you want to pay, or bolster that bullpen, which they really do have a solid bull. It always comes down to pitching now. Pitching and health.
Pitching and health.
Nice job staying alive.
To me, when I saw the deal, and I know they were working on it, they had rumblings about it, but that maybe Kluber, from what he saw from Masterson, maybe decided that wasn't the route he wanted to go. He saw it not really pan out for him. There's a lot of speculation beginning of the year. You don't have the year you're expecting, and now.
Best at bat of the day for the Falcons as Swain fouled off a couple of tough pitches and works a 2-out walk, getting that tying run to the plate in the top of the order. And it's going to be Owen Grant, who's struck out twice on the day. But as you mentioned, too, you got just a great demeanor, just business guy who gets the ball and doesn't have much to say, just kind of does his job. Two outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And we actually got some daylight left.
Well, we have dropped about 7 degrees.
Mm-hmm. And in a lot of situations, I would expect Swain to run, but being that his run really doesn't mean much, the tying run at the plate, they might, and with the wet track, they might keep him pretty short leash on him. They're gonna got it, the good move there. He's back safely. Lefties kind of get away. They can pick that foot up and kind of wait to see what you're going to do and kind of start to step to him. You get a 45-degree angle. A lot of lefties go about 60.
Joe Williams saying, hey, you just screamed in my ear, run back. First baseman kind of looked back like, hey, not so loud right behind me.
And this is a nice thing just to make Bezweather throw from the stretch. He's only had to do it about 10 pitches the whole game. And he's going to steal it safely. He went first movement there. Stolen base for Swain. Huge jump. Two and one on Grant. Just hasn't been able to keep the hands back. Brings the count even at 2, and Bezweather 1 pitch away here.
And both his last at-bats, a strikeout swinging. little more patience looking here on the third one with a man in scoring position.
Bezweatherick knows what he wants. And he goes fastball there. Two and two count on Owen Grant, the DH. Lamonte Swain out at second. And that one ripped, but foul.
Stay back, Bree. That's a good swing, though. Stay back.
Grant saw that one good. You got one going to kindergarten next year.
They do.
Me too. My last one. Your first one, my last?
Yeah. I'm at the beginning of this train leaving the station.
Yeah, I bet both our wives will still be crying the same on that first day of school. Ground ball, cut off, tough hop at third.
Get there.
Oh, he recovered.
Oh.
He recovered and actually threw a gun for the third out of the inning. Grant retired 5-3 on the bang-bang play, and after 6 complete, it remains Ellet 2, Firestone 0.
Oh, he wanted that one back.
Top of the 7th. And, partner, I think we got a pinch hitter here. You got a lineup
13.
for me?
I do. 13 would be William Harkless.
William Harkless. You got some sound for us?
I do. Let me get this one now. Which is good because he was number 12 accidentally on the sheet, which would give him 2 12s. He's like, oh, I wrote 12 twice, my bad. Yeah, I do. Here we go.
All
About
right.
the Firestone Ellet matchup.
Can you tell me a little bit about this matchup for you? I'm a first-time head coach here at Firestone, but certainly you know the strengths of these two teams in the City Series. What you've prepared the kids for, what you've prepared for this game, is it is a big game in the City Series.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody who either teaches or goes to Firestone or Ellet knows what this game's about. We're excited to get out here and see what some of our seniors can bring to the table as far as keeping everybody on an even keel, making sure that the moment doesn't get to be too big for us. And we don't want it to come down to what it came down to last year, where we lose 2 regular season games and we have to beat them in the city championship. So we're really looking forward to getting off to a good start and putting the pressure on them early and try and bring home a win here in the regular season.
Haven't really jumped on early, unfortunately, but
No, nobody's really jumped on the ball. Here, full count here on the pinch hitter, William Harkless. And as you mentioned, and as he mentioned, Ellet owned the regular season City Series, but Firestone pulled the upset last year. Remember that championship game? It was kind of a little surprising. Swings as he pulled off of that one badly. Swings through it for strike 3.
back to the original number 12, Matt Cody.
Matt 1 for 3 on the day. Singled in the first. He's grounded out to short twice. Just a reminder, at the conclusion of this one, Crack staff will pick a career education player of the game. Maybe even more than one today, since it's a big game.
I doubt it.
Oh, and 2, we can go offensive. If this game remains like this,
Yeah.
we got to go offensive defense.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear cut at this point, but
You got a pitcher.
we could have something happen.
You could have a hitter, too.
Yeah.
Because you only got 2 runs on the board.
Well, bottom line, Firestone wins this ball game. That means they're scoring 3 in the bottom of the 7th. They're going to have an offensive hero. That ball off the end of the bat, kind of a tough hop.
Ah, no.
Oh!
I got hit with
Right
a
into
stone.
my living room.
3 errors. Poor guy.
Rushing through, did not have the feet set under him.
He hasn't had the feet. He's
He hasn't had them all day.
yeah.
And that's That's been the problem on really looking like he's overthrowing.
Well, and he's got 3 guys on base because of errors that have gone to him.
Hey, I feel your pain. Having coached, I feel their pain. It didn't matter who I put at third. I always had a guy had third baseman. There was multiple guys. Sometimes it was always good for 20 errors a year. It was almost like a running joke, like who is gonna? And I had one guy that could field, but couldn't throw. Another guy that couldn't field. Foul ball straight back, and that's going to go out of play. Two-hole hitter, Jacob Klein. We'll see if they try to hit and run or maybe do something offensively here.
When you look at it, his first error, no problem. His second error, though, turned into a run.
Send the runner, and that's Matt Cody, and we've seen plenty of that this year. Good jump for him in the stolen base. He gets himself in scoring position. 2 strikes, though, on Klein. Really nice block by Cody Vaughnstein. Definitely saving a base there. Not an easy play. 1 out here. Top of the 7th inning. Classic pitcher's duel. That one hit pretty well, but it hangs up in the air. Ran down in left field for the 2nd out. Klein out F7. And that will bring Andrew nicely to the plate. And I know what I'm doing in this situation. With a base open.
Looking at first base.
Come on down here.
Mr. Well, here's the thing.
And they're going to he's going to put him on.
Hit 2 doubles.
And not that I necessarily want to throw to Steve Cody, who rips, but you got to make him earn it today. Nicely seeing beach balls up there. And they do walk nicely. That's just smart baseball play. Not because he's 3 for 3 and he's ripped the ball. Not only because he's 3 for 3, he's also their 3-hole hitter, which usually is where your best hitter hits. But he also got a base open to set up the force.
Yeah.
So 3 good reasons to walk him there. That's baseball.
Now Steve Cody trying to get a little redemption.
Well, that's...
I didn't move out of the way.
Now, do you walk him?
No, I wouldn't move out of the way. Take the hit.
Steve Cody now with 2 runners in scoring position.
This is tough. You're in the 7th inning.
They walk him to. Here's the this is where I teeter on this one though, because now you got no. You still have the force, but now you got no options, right?
You can't walk anybody.
Yep.
So you gotta be creative in your in what you're throwing.
So back-to-back intentional walks, loads the bases. I also saw. I was in Columbus one year and I saw Canton Central Catholic do that. And the guy who hadn't walked the batter the whole game walked the winning run, and they lost 1-0 in the state final.
Well, you bring the pitcher up.
Bez Weather.
He's over 3, but
yeah. But there's no room for error. A spinner gets away from you, you hit a guy, it's a run.
And they've had a couple wild pitches.
But Corbin White, as he's done all night, trying to pitch out. Not that he's been in major trouble. He's scattered 6 hits, but whenever he's had to make a pitch, he's made it to avoid that crooked number.
Now, if you're the pitcher, is this something you relish in? Or you kind of just, you got to get up?
I don't think you look forward to it because you're a blue pit away from giving up. You know, you could do everything right. Somebody hits the ball at the end of the bat and it drops. 2-1 now on Bezweatherick. Big hack, and watch out in the dugout. Pulls it foul.
There is a snake in my boot. Oh, you'd think so. They're jumping out of there.
Hey, something between those lines now. That's fair.
Pop up. Campen is the second baseman, and White does it again as he pitches out of trouble and gives his team a fighting chance here. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, it's last gasp time for the Falcons as Ellet strands 3, and score remains 2-0. Bottom of the 7th. This is it, last chance for the Falcons.
Yeah, we talk about big games with Ellet coach. That's what he had to say.
Tell me a little bit about last year. You guys were able to sweep them in the regular season. This year, is it different? What was your approach to your team, and what did you tell them before today's big game? Well, just that I wanted them to be relaxed. I wanted them to play confident. They know, and don't try to kid them. They know it's not just another game for them. It's Ellet and Firestone are the top teams in the city, so it's a big game to them. But I think they're ready. I think that'll be a good. I think it'll be a good showing from them, and hopefully the rain will hold off and we can get it all in. But I think overall last year, just taking those 2 games helped us. But then their right-hander really came out and shut us down. He pitched a great ball game against us in the championship, and it just happened to be their day on that particular time.
Well said by Coach. Derek Deese could not hold up on that sharp breaking ball. Behind the count, Deese, Cole, and Seymour, 2, 3, 4 in the Firestone order due up. And they got to get a runner on. They got to get that tying run to the plate, Dave. Couldn't pull the trigger. Called strike 3 on a pitch in the top of the strike zone. 7 Ks now for Bezweatherick.
Yeah, a little grin by Bezweatherick when he got it. He turned, you couldn't see.
Might have
batter couldn't see it.
Might have been up a little bit, you think?
But he had a little smirk to the side to his teammates behind him.
That ball well hit, and that's going to get over the head of Cody. Got to get there to second, and Alex Cole does.
Wow, great hit, good power right to center field.
1 out double, and more importantly, gets that tying run to the plate. He jumped on the first pitch, and that's one thing you can do when a guy's been working ahead all day. The first fastball he saw, he jumped on and drove it. Cody playing pretty shallow. Now you're in a position defensively where you want to go no doubles. You do not want to give up a double because that's the run that matters. That run means nothing out there, the run at second base. Andrew Seymour, who's had a little success today, he's 1 for 2. Been on twice, but he chases that breaking ball down and in.
You want back-to-back big hits.
Even a little hit here, a spinner. He reached last time on a strikeout and wild pitch. Curveball just misses down low. Bezweatherick looking for his second complete game in as many outings this year. This one a little harder earned than the first, coming against a much tougher opponent.
And I know we're in a different spot than we usually are, but I don't remember first base coaches telling you so much when you're on second base.
I think it depends. I think it depends
he's
on
done
the
it all
coach.
game. I'm not saying it just happened now, but he's very vocal with what's going on in second.
Okay, from our vantage point here, what he's going to be saying is, I got shortstop because that guy can't see shortstop, and the base runner should have second. He sees second. He's telling him second too, but
vocal on the Firestone
that ball
side.
going to get in the hole, but a nice stop. Battles the hat. Nice sliding play by Chris Garrow for the second out in the inning. I thought that might have gotten the hole, but
especially he came over to show at second a little bit and then came all the way back. And just as you'd said, really just made sure the ball didn't get past him.
last chance for the Falcons, Worth Waheed. And Waheed tried to tie it with that swing. Swung through it. Good location on the fastball. Tying run is Wahid at the plate. Alex Cole stands off of third base. Curveball knocked foul, and Firestone now down to their last strike. As whether it comes set. And that ball hit him, but from here, I don't know where it hit. It looked like it was a foul ball. And they're going to discuss it right now. And with 2 strikes, I don't know where it hit him, but maybe got him in the forearm, partner.
I think, yeah.
But when you're down 0-2, you will take that any day. First and third now. So now the winning run comes to the plate. First time they've had 2 base runners all day. You got to keep Wahid kind of honest here because he is the tying run. If he goes, they're going to try to throw him out. They'll actually concede the run in this situation, or they should. Chopper off the mound, going to be a tough play. Fielded and gunned for the out and the shutout. Joel Bezweatherick does the job, getting Von Steen by a hair at first. Was the shortstop. Jacob Klein, who had a really nice day defensively. Nice ball game by both teams. Bezweatherick with a complete game shutout for the Orangemen, and they hold on to win 2-0.
Yeah, and as we look, we talked about it a little bit, but 2 career education players of the game. I do think you're right. You got to go with Andrew Nicely. He had 3 hits, 2 doubles of those 3 hits, and then in the big 7th inning, with 2 guys on, they end up walking him again, kind of setting up a more dramatic. But you could tell just the type of day that he had, how he altered the game by having to take and intentionally walk him to get out of that. On the other end, Bezweatherick, as much as Nicely did offensively for Ellet, he did just as much, taking the offense out of Firestone, because as we saw there, they had everything they tried to do, but really when you look at this sheet, three batters up, 3 batters down, 3 batters up, 3 batters down, 3 batters up, 3 batters down. Mm-hmm. He didn't allow an additional batter till the 6th inning to get into 4 batters within 1 inning, and even though he had a little scare there, it never seemed out of control.
And for Bezweatherick, a 2-hitter, 7 strikeouts, only 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch. Ellet Orangemen, they finished with 6 hits, 3 of those by Nicely. So really a great job by both pitchers in this one, but Bezweatherick outduels and outlasts White by just a little bit. And for the win, and with the win, Ellet goes now to 3-0 on the season. Firestone with the loss drops to 2-2. Let's thank everyone that made this one possible. For Ryan Dumont and for the guy bringing you all the pictures, Peter George. He's Dave Schick, and I'm Joe Pacansky. Thanks, and see you next time.